Dr. Owusu Ocho is Dr. O for the 804 as the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia. I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O _ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin' in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Yeah, man, I appreciate Rick Stockel for sponsoring the show today. He's a great guy, great coach, great realtor here in Virginia. Make sure you give him a call or check out his website over at rickstockel.com if you're looking for any homes in Virginia. Thanks again, and let's get into this episode. Yo, we're back again, double duty night for me. Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. Tonight I got Chris Johnson, Wayde Fleming from VA HAVOC AAU program. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Man, appreciate it, man. Look, when you get calls, man, from people, and it's just like, people in your inbox, and you don't never know who is who. And like I try to tell people, when you do podcasts, and I know I'm kind of going off script here, but when you do podcasts, what I try to tell people, you try to develop a relationship with people before they come on, because you can tell when you on cue, it just be kind of off and everything like that. And me and Chris, man, we've been talking I think we talked a whole bunch since we first met, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Every conversation is at least 30 minutes.
Yep. So, yeah, we just be talking and stuff like that. And I learned a lot. And then I go over to Verona this Sunday. Now we meet Wayde for the first time. I heard about Wayde. And we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about boys basketball. We'll talk about the program. We got some upcoming tryouts this weekend. Talk about the girls that they've trained and everything. It's a lot of athletes in Richmond. We got to get it in. So what's up, fellas? Let's just start chopping it up, man. Who want to go first?
Chris got it.
I'll go first then.
Where it all started, man? How did you start VA HAVOC? Let's give us some background, especially me. I'm new to this.
Oh, man. Well, I would say it started just in conversations in winter 2013.
Okay.
Our first season was spring 2014. Mm-hmm. Started with really two lovely young ladies, a young lady named T. Booker and another young lady named Monty Payton, who were the brains behind really just trying to do something different from an AAU standpoint.
Okay.
Trying to kind of go back to what the original AAU roots were as far as growth and development, but still putting our spin on it to kind of find a niche where we belong at.
I ain't know she helped start that. I ain't even come across you. T.
Oh,
Booker,
yeah.
I live beside her parent.
Oh, yeah. T, her son, Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. Her
Okay.
son, Nick. Small world. And then the original coaches were Terrell Marshall. That's a JV head coach at John Marshall.
Okay.
Sean Johnson, he's the head coach at Cristo Rey High School. Mm-hmm. And Manny Harris was one of the three original coaches. We originally started with a 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Okay.
And then we added a 5th grade that was Wendell Tomlin at the time.
Okay.
So we have 4 teams to start out, and we had a 5th one, which I coached the 4th grade team at that point in time in 2014.
Okay.
And then from 14 through the years, this would be the 10th season. Excited the way the direction of the program is taken, and the individuals we've been able to touch, the lives we've been able to embark on, and the journeys that kids have taken, the piece that we can kind of help them in their journey, use that in their life lessons, as well as using their journey in basketball. And it's helped out with grooming young men, grooming young women, also grooming athletes at the Division I, II, Division III level, some JUCO, and just being a part of Richmond history and trying to continue to keep writing it.
Man, listen, I keep seeing the stuff on whoever y'all internet person, they keep it going. So I just said, I was like, okay, I don't even know who HAVOC is, but I'm going to just keep sharing it. I like what they got. I see a lot of people in there and everything. So I was just like, wow. Until she actually hit me up to, say, okay, yeah, what do we got to do to get on the show? I was like, hey, let's talk, So, but the only person I knew was Marquise Whittick.
Oh, yeah,
I could see him coach.
Oh, yeah, Marquise, one of the originals. Marquise, we started coaching together at 4th grade.
Okay.
With his son Elijah and my oldest son, Anthony Fisher.
Yeah, okay.
That was our first official AAU mob that year. I think each team had a little bit of success, but I think that team was probably, quote unquote, the more successful because that team ended up going, we won the AAU Division III, like East Coast Nationals, which kind of AAU was a thing at that point in time.
Right.
So as a first year crew, that wasn't bad winning that as a championship that year for that crew. So Marquise was definitely one of the giants, man. I think the program started on the backs of many men. And in our conversation, I might throw their name up. You might know them.
Okay.
Besides many men, and it's rolled over to many women as well that we've been able to help grow.
No, shout them out, man. We want to give everybody their flowers, because like, Sean Pettifor said the other day, this city is so bad with giving everybody flowers. It's like they hate it. I don't know why Richmond is like that. It just makes me, But anyway, but when you come on here, I'm going to give you flowers, Sometimes we might forget, and, when these lights come on, it be bright, and we kind of be like, starstruck, But no, just talk about some of the people that, the athletes that came through your program, boys, girls, or whoever. Because, I'm kind of leading it up to, because I'm going to get into Wayde, because he know where I want to go. Well, he know where I want to go, but I ain't going to do that right now.
Go ahead, Chris.
but no, I want to kind of lead up a little bit. So, yeah, give me some of the athletes. You said Anthony Fisher, that cold beast. I remember him on the football field.
Yeah, that's my oldest son. He actually had a potential. He's known as a football guy, but in my eyes, he had D2 basketball potential as well.
Okay.
I actually taught him on the way in here. He's gearing up for a good spring season for UVA 7-on-7, so we're going to see how that goes on the football end.
Okay.
But if I just talk about that first crew of kids, just that first crew, and I'm going to start there. You had, I go with basketball players first, then I get to the football guys.
Okay.
So basketball players, one of the kids we had that was developed from 4th, had him through 10th, was able to coach him at Verona as a 11th and 12th grader, was Alfonso Billups. That's my other son, Alfonso Billups III.
Okay.
Of course, he's at VCU.
Doing big things. Well, like I said, sit out this year because he had an injury.
He had an injury on his hand, accident. Glad that didn't do, it was no real damage there. But I mean, when he comes back, getting his body together, getting right, he's going to be the face of Richmond basketball, representing VCU. And ironically, his first offer, I was in the middle of that. I don't want any credit, but I was in the middle of it and was able to set it up on the day after his birthday.
Okay.
So it's 2020 during COVID. His birthday is April 14th, so I'm not throwing any extra on him, but somebody might get him on his birthday. But he had to drive by it was April 14th, 2020. So for his birthday, mom and dad set up a drive by at his grandparents' house to ride through. So I called him there and said, I got a surprise for you the next day. And the next day was a call arranged by JD Byers and Coach Mike Rose at VCU.
Okay.
7:30 the next day, had a conversation with him and his mom. I think his dad was there as well. I'm not sure because I set the convo up and they had it, but that was his first offer, and years so later, he accepted the offer to go to VCU, and he's there now. Jaden Daughtry, who's with he's with Hargrave Military Academy doing post grad, but he just committed to Indiana State. Was another player that's on that team.
Yep, that's a good get for him.
Trying to think who else. 4th grade, Andre Green.
Okay, another athlete.
Green, yes, he's a football athlete. He was a beast on the basketball court as well, but he's at UNC. He just committed to UNC. He's there now. This is his first year.
That's crazy. I used to work with his dad and went to school with his mom.
Big Dre. Yeah.
Worked with his dad for about 5 years.
Oh, they great people.
And then his mama was Miss Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a freshman, she was a senior.
Yeah. No, they're great people.
Shout out to them.
Oh, yeah. I think another one that was on that team was... And pardon me, but I don't have anything written in front of me.
Trust me. I tell you people, when we get up here, it goes so fast, man, because people like, man, you forgot to do this. Or my son be like, Dad, you knew this stuff. I'm like, but I can't remember this stuff, man, when you on here, but.
Oh, another one, I just read, Trent Hendrick.
Okay.
He's at JMU playing football, but he was a beast on the basketball court as well.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing something. I'm missing a couple.
Y'all know who y'all out there, so he ain't forgetting none of y'all. So don't be calling his phone and be sitting up here saying, "Well, Chris, you ain't forget about me, man. We ain't say my name." You know, we get that too.
I forgot about Kyle Venable. He's a D3 kid.
He's I like him. Richard Bland.
Yep, he was on that team as well.
Yep, I always get hits from him and stuff. I always support the channel.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's another lifer kid. Like I had him when they were fourth grade. And a lot of the just from coaching, having to coach that crew, and that were mostly 2021, 2022 graduates. Another one, Quincy Jefferson. He's at
I know that name.
He's at Shawan.
Okay.
He's at Shawan doing an excellent job there. But it starting with that crew of kids on through 2014. Just been able, from my program, been able to make an impact. Like we just talked about Jay Bird yesterday. You said you had the piece yesterday with Jay Bird. But his son, Nathaniel Pollard, also was a HAVOC kid that went through the program and was a monster at Highland Springs.
Yeah.
He went to the post-grad at JUCO that was in Arizona. Ended up landing up in University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
Which, again, was another kid. He was another 2014 kid as well.
Okay.
So this program, just if I had a list, I would love to. If I wrote it down, I would go through the list. But there's a good amount of kids on the boys in a way to talk more about the girls piece that we've been able to just be a part of their journey.
This ain't no award show, so he ain't gonna be sitting up here giving no list to everybody. Y'all know who y'all were. This ain't the Grammys, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna forget somebody.
Well, go there and we gonna forget somebody, but y'all know who y'all are. Shout out to everybody that was a part of the HAVOC program. I'll say it for him because he can't name everybody.
No.
So don't be DMing him and all that other craziness now. And if you do, you let me know, man.
Yeah, I got you.
No.
I'm gonna get a whole lot of DM.
But Wayde, we're gonna go into you, man, because you just go in and tell me a little bit about yourself, man, and what you've been doing, and and then we go to some of the athletes that you have as well.
I started coaching girls basketball about 13 years ago.
Okay.
At the Recreation Center, Powdertown Hill Community Center.
Okay.
My supervisor came to me and was like, "Wayde, we got girls that want to play basketball. Are you interested?" I had thought about it for about a week.
Okay.
Before I even said yes, because I had just had my daughter.
Okay.
I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. And then from there on, I just stuck with the girls basketball from there on.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Tail Bolden, she went to Highland Springs.
Mm-hmm. Got her on my wall in the house.
She came for me. I had her since she was 6.
Wow.
And she went to Campbell. She set the record there for rebounds.
Okay.
She just finished there.
Mm-hmm.
Mackenzie Spencer, she played at Henrico
I remember that
a couple years ago.
Okay.
She went to Lincoln and
Okay.
played. Who else? I mean, it's just a lot. It had girls from Armstrong,
Okay.
Crystal Childs, Washandra Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
They played at Armstrong. All of them had good high school and some college careers.
Okay.
Then I started coaching AAU first with crossover hoops.
Yeah, with Torrance.
With Torrance.
Yeah.
I have to give it to him because he brought me in. That was my first year. I got a call from him, and he asked me to come and coach a 4th grade team.
Okay, shout out to
girls.
Torrance.
So I was like, I don't know Torrance. Man, AAU 4th grade girls was kind of tough.
Yeah, buddy.
So I went over there. We had a good year for that. And then the next year, I ended up at Team Loaded.
Okay.
But Chris was trying to get me with HAVOC for years. Since like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
finally went over at 2020.
Okay.
2019?
2019.
2019.
Okay.
And I had a good crew that stuck with me all the way to 8th grade.
Okay.
We'll get into the names later. And some of them still with me. And then that's basically how it took off with me as far as that.
Okay. Yeah, because I talked to, shout out to Jay, man. Jay was like, no, man, we know Wayde been putting in that work for a long time. And I said, I heard of him, but I really don't know who he is, because, when after I kind of left the AAU scene in 2011, 2012, I ain't want to see no more AAU. So I commend y'all. It is a headache. And for you to still be doing it for 10 years and running it the way y'all doing it, I salute y'all, because I'll be honest with you, I just hate it. I mean, I love the it's a grind, and it's just like so much. It takes so much of your time, take away from your family and everything. But it is rewarding. And when I say I hate it, it's just the whole part of, you're gonna have a group of kids or parents that just not cut out for it, and those are the people where they make it mad instead of just understanding that, hey, maybe it may be something else for you. You may not be that, or you gotta I'm gonna get into it, because it's like, well, you showing favoritism towards this kid and da 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 da. But let's just honestly just say that your kid may not just be that good. They ain't gotta say it. I'm gonna say it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
Right.
And and being that I used to coach with Coach Atkins for those 4 to 5 years from Henrico, and she ain't want to deal with it.
Right.
So I had to deal with the parents. And as y'all know, it's just, so I was just like, nah, I can't do this no more. So once my son went to high school, it was pretty much, I couldn't do it. I don't want to be on nobody's bench. I don't want to be around nobody's program. I don't even want even coming to the games talking about.
Yeah.
But I do like seeing the athletes play, but it's just the whole other part of that. So I don't want to kind of steer anybody away, but that's just my personal. And you've been in it for so long, and you just just getting over it. But it is rewarding but like I said, a lot of times, and y'all can help me out with this, you have a lot of kids that think that you can get all this training and everything. That's not what AAU is for. No. They think when they get in there, they bring their kids to you to have no skill. Let's just get it, they have nothing. Right. And then they all of a sudden it's like, okay, help them out. Why he not playing? This sense of entitlement. So I guess they feel like they're paying all this money and then they not playing. I know. How do y'all deal with that part? Because I'm gonna ask them questions because a lot of people want to know that.
Them all. So I'm gonna go to the first piece you touched on. I'm gonna come back with it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna have
me anti-AAU. So I can tell you and anybody else that growing up I was anti-AAU. Yeah, I would say I came from a single parent household. Not true direction. I had one mentor growing up that was not a family member. That's Bill Crump at Pine Camp. I called him my dad to this day. He was a legend. He was a giant in my eyes that really kind of helped the whole, youth management growing up as a young man at Pine Camp every day of the week. He was big on that. And when I was growing up, it's the most childish thing that I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like AAU basketball. Because I'm a playground kid. Right. Stick me to playground to me in any park.
That's the way it was.
I'm a playground kid. I didn't like it. I thought that the AAU, and again, this is the 90s. This is the early 90s. So I'm going to bring everybody up to 2023. But in the 90s, AAU was a newer thing.
Right.
It was the guys that were
really good.
Well, it's the piece. I'm going to back up to that. So in my opinion, it was the guys that were punks. They were soft. Most of them AAU guys that were playing at that point in time that I recall.
Okay.
They weren't your playground guys.
Okay.
They were, and that's the wrong mindset to have as a basketball person in my age at this point. But they weren't tough in mindset, in my opinion.
Okay.
And probably because it was an example of one or two guys growing up that
that you right. So you speaking from your own personal experience.
They weren't quite my cup of tea, and they did that. I'm doing something different. I'm a playground guy.
They kind of throw it in your face like it was something good. I get it.
And that's the catch. If I had somebody to take me to the trials in Hermitage, I would have been there.
Okay.
You got to catch a bus, catch a ride.
Right. And
if one within walking distance, it won't gonna work. If one on the bus line, it won't gonna work.
Right.
At the same point, of course, as you grow and mature, you understand that. For every kid's walk and every kid's journey, there are various things that help along those pieces to the puzzle that make it make sense.
Okay.
So get to the point of where we are now from an entitlement standpoint. Through the 90s, as we get late 90s, early 2000s, the area was 1 to 2 AAU programs where you really had to have some skill, and it became more of this is an extension of a skilled basketball system.
Yes.
So it's not just about riding around at different parks to put your 5 and play against their 5. It's about putting the better players in the area and having them play somewhere else.
Right.
And from that piece to now, it is an entitlement piece because you have the parent that is financially affluent that can pay for my kid to do X, Y, and Z, but at the same time, every kid's skill level isn't that.
There you go.
What they want a coach to give them is something that coaches can't always give them. Because I can teach a kid for 2 hours.
Right.
Or if it's 2 times, it's 4 hours. But that 4 hours doesn't amass to them 24 hours a day, 5 days a week that I don't see your kid.
That's right.
So that's the piece that parents have to be on. Like a parent you gotta put the time to work your kid on skill set. And that's the piece that's missing in today's piece, because I feel like parents want to pay their money, and paying their money then equates to, all right, now my kid plays. No,
Right.
That's not the case. And the sad part about AAU in instances is a business from the standpoint of some people do have it as a financial source of income. That's not our piece. We are a nonprofit piece. But just to be honest about it, it is set up that way for a financial set of income for some entities. And
Right.
with that being the case, that further drives on that entitlement, because I need you to be able to substantiate my business. So I have to have something for you to do to make that make sense for your money to spend, so that you can keep spending your money with me. And that, in essence, is really ruining some of the kids and or the parents, so that the culture shock doesn't happen to middle school. If a parent does not have a relationship with that middle school coach, you lining up 15 6th to 8th graders. You picking 15.
Yep.
That's it. Either you good enough or you ain't. And you got no control. You can call the front office. You can call the office. You can call the principal. You can tell whoever. And they got a parameter that they're going by. And
Right.
the coach is going to make notes, and they're going to make the choices that they choose to make on the next selection process. And parent has no input. Then it starts to resonate with the parent.
Right.
But then you have some parents that it doesn't resonate with. So they done hit to high school. But, kids do need to know how to fail. Parents do need to know how to help their kid through the process. And it is a process. My boy Kennard Weiss, just, everybody kind of know his name at this point.
Yeah, shout
But
out
that's
to
his
Kennard,
thing.
man.
His thing is trust the process. That's my guy. Been saying it for 10 years before, it became truly a popular thing, but that was his thing, trust the process. And basketball is a process. It's a journey. And everybody has to be along with the journey. You can have your ups and your downs. When you're in basketball, and I'm going to say this, and y'all can attest to it, I've seen the number 1 4th grader in the nation in basketball stop growing, switch over to football, and graduate going to a Division III school for football.
Yep.
And then I've seen a kid that didn't start playing basketball till 8th grade make it to the pros. So everybody's piece is different. But once you gravitate to it, you got to lock in. So that entitlement piece really does hinder some of our kids, because they got to go through it. And the sooner they go through it, the better, because it becomes their journey. And we just here to aid it. There's coaches, there's parents, there's supporters. We just here to aid that process.
Man, that was beautiful. Nobody ever put it down like that. That was probably the best example of that I've ever heard. I felt like I just got a dissertation on AAU basketball, but that was good. That was really good. I'm impressed with that, man. Wayde, what you want to add, bro?
Man, basically what he said.
It's hard to come behind that, right?
Can't come behind that. Hey, look, he just said everything about it.
Yeah, he did, man. Wow. Listen, parents out here, if I know y'all gonna be watching, because this gonna be out in a couple of days. Hey man, y'all might want to just give this man a shot. Come on, I'll bring your kid out there, because I just felt like I just got an education 101 piece on AAU. That was beautiful. I ain't never heard about it. Break it down.
What the catch is, and this is the other part of it too, is that, in my opinion, it's so much bad information out here in basketball.
Yes.
Sports, period, in our communities. There's so much bad information that you have to trust somebody. Now, I would love to say that myself, our program, our coaches are trustworthy, but you have to trust somebody in your process. So parents don't really understand the magnitude of their high school choice. Then they also have to understand the magnitude, and that's their school. And they also don't understand the magnitude of their secondary choice, which is the AAU program that they choose to go with their school.
Right.
Because another misconception of AAU, and it's wrong, it's weird, is that high school basketball and AAU basketball are separate. They're enemies.
Right.
They should work together.
Right.
Everybody's working for the benefit of the kid. That includes parent, that includes coach, that includes supporters, that includes school choices and programs you choose to partner with. Because it's a cooperation.
Right.
It's a partnership. Like today, the days of old school, high school, where you go to school for 4 years, are done. High school at this point is from a high school coach, you got a student a year at a time. 1 year at a time.
Yes.
So
and that's crazy to say, but it's the truth.
So with that being the case, it needs to work together, because we've seen high school scenarios where we've seen kids change teams and schools in the middle of a season.
Yes.
And that's the same as AAU.
Don't act like it don't happen, because it does happen.
What happened?
And for anybody to think that we're trying to call somebody out, we ain't trying to call nobody out. That's just the facts.
It is what it is. But I mean, again, it's a cooperation. So I mean, the importance of that choice is very important, as well as the importance of the information to get. You have to have trustworthy information, have factual information, have people that you can walk, that are willing to walk with you in your process, because it is an important choice. And the more information that can be given further helps their decision making process.
Man, listen, I don't even know what to say after that one, man. but that was just beautiful. And this is what I'm saying. And a lot of times, you know, when Coach Atkins, when we came up, see, it wasn't as informative. She just was like, she went to the school, she went to pick her kids, and that's just was that. You weren't gonna get too much information about anything like that. So I like the way you broke that down. Won't you give some of the parents, since we early on in this show, the dates of trials and places and times that's going to be coming up for y'all?
Done deal. Let me go back to Coach Atkins. So again, I'm going to tell you something crazy. Hey, look, I told everybody connect.
Shout out to my coach.
Yes, Miss Jean Atkins and her 2 daughters were ball players. And
But 3 daughters.
3 daughters, my bad.
Y'all forgot about Tracy.
Yes, 3
the
daughters.
oldest one.
She was a Pine Camp legend as well.
Right.
So I got a shout out to all the folks that came up there. That's who I saw growing up. She was my first example of a female basketball player killing grown men. It was
Out at the court all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like it was nothing. It didn't mind going anywhere in the city playing.
No.
You know, I tell you, I've learned so much from that woman just in the 4 years we was together. And it was just like, she taught me probably more basketball than I probably ever, in those 4 years, and I had already knew. And I thought I knew a lot. And so, like I said, you just don't really see that anymore.
No. She's a giant. Like for area basketball, she, in my opinion, has to be in the short list of women that are on that wall.
Yeah,
playing or coaching.
And I'm trying to work on getting her in the Henrico Hall of Fame, because she's not in it. She's in the Verona Hall of Fame.
Okay.
You know, you got the plaques up on the wall when you walk to the gym, but she's not in the Henrico Hall of Fame. And I'm trying to get her name on that gym.
She should be.
She should be.
She should be.
You know, so we got to do something before they end up putting somebody else's name on there, and I'm going to be very dissatisfied, just to let y'all know. But yeah, man, y'all got tryouts coming up this weekend at Verona, right?
Yes.
Okay, the boys.
So we got boys and girls.
Okay, boys and girls.
This Sunday, February 26th, we got 9th grade girls going to be 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at Verona High School. We got 15U boys is going to be 2 to 4 at Verona High School. 16U boys will be 4 to 6 at Verona, and 17s will be 6 to 8 at Verona High School.
Okay, and who are some of the coaches y'all gonna have?
Oh man, so for 9th grade, he was supposed to be here. My boy Coach J.
Okay,
Coach J is a pioneer in the girls game, along with Coach Wayde and a couple other coaches that we can name. Coach J is probably, in my opinion, this is my opinion, he's a blast from the past, because not only is he coaching girls at a high level, he's coaching boys at a high level.
Okay.
So I'm just daughter's resume for people that don't know.
Okay.
So he coached middle school girls last year, Short Point Middle School, won the middle school girls championship.
Shout out to Jay.
He's the head coach of Hermitage JV boys now. I think they went 19-1 or something crazy.
Yeah.
The better run they had.
Yeah, I talk to Jay all the time.
And he's
Shout
assistant
out to
coach in
Jay.
the Hermitage varsity boys program.
Okay.
So, you know, he has a plethora of knowledge, but really what he knows from boys and girls, he'll really bit accentuate the our 9th grade girls team as well. He did a great job with him as 8th grade, and he'll do another great job with grooming the ones that are returning and new ones that be joining in that 9th grade girl group as well. 15s, we're gonna have 2 coaches. One to be Coach Wayne. Wayne's been doing he's been coaching Wrecking Parks for a while. He's been coaching AAU off and on for the last 10 years, so he's gonna do a great job. People know him around town as Weezy.
Weezy.
Yeah.
Just talked to Weezy early today.
When I had to go political with the first name.
Wayne Gregory.
But Weezy coaching one of the 15s. 16s, let me back up. Our second 15s will be coached by, do you know Block?
Dominique.
All right. Dominique, Coach Dominique, he's been coaching different age groups in the city as well, for City
Okay.
Rec and Parks as well.
Probably know him by face, but not by name.
Yeah. Block great dude, man. He'll add great motivation, encouragement to those the kids that we have that'll be on his team, on the 15U as well. 16s heading up the UA Rise team would be Coach Sean Johnson. He's one of the HAVOC Mount Rushmore type. He was one of the first has been here and still here.
Okay.
He's head coach at Crystal Ray for a boys program.
Okay, shout out to him.
And he'll be coaching our 16s there. We'll also have Coach Joe Williams coaching another 16s team. He was him and his ex-wife were running a program called Hoop Nation before.
Okay.
And they were very affluent in doing what they did on the girls end, coaching girls. But he's coming over to coach boys on the 16s piece as well, so he'll be our other 16s coach. And then 17s in our UA's Rise team, I'll be the head coach for 17s again.
Okay.
So really looking forward to amassing the best talent in our area first. We're going to take care of home. Amassing the best talent in our region and throughout the state of Virginia to really represent Virginia in the regional and national events that we'll get a chance to play in.
Okay. Is there any type of information where they can contact y'all and, as far as like email, phone numbers, anything y'all want to give out in regards to that, or just, either one of y'all?
Oh, yeah. So, first and foremost, you can follow VA HAVOC on everything. VA HAVOC on IG, VA HAVOC on Facebook. A lot of information is on there. Feel free to follow the site. Accept us as a friend. We'll accept you back in a dialogue.
Yeah.
One of my folks will definitely make sure you get all the information that you need. My number's on there as well, so I don't mind sharing it. In the meantime, it's 804-467-6667. Program director as well as our coach as well.
Yeah, that was a Mike Jones piece, man.
Oh yeah. And look, that's one of them old numbers. You used to pick your number.
Yeah, right.
I picked that.
I picked mine too.
Handpicked
that was a 2002 number.
That sounds about right. It was a 2000 number. So you
Yep.
get a chance to pick it and hold on to it.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things. So any information of period as well. Any information about the program, feel free to give me a call. Follow us, like us. Literally, it's a whole bunch of videos that are out there on the program and teams we played against. Just having the opportunity to really, again, make our staple, fall in our niche, and represent the Virginia itself on Under Armour's one of the best platforms that I think on a national basis. So
that's dope, man. That's dope, man. Look, I'm gonna just go into it, man. Wayde, I'm coming to you, bro.
Yeah, I would have known.
You know I'm coming to you, man. You know I was supposed to go somewhere today, right? Yeah, you don't know.
Down Norfolk Scope?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Norfolk Scope
Coco,
today.
Kamar Mitchell, and Nyla Wilson.
Uh-huh.
Both of them, man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I didn't make it either. I wanted to be there.
Yeah, but we had this to do here right now. But we're going to talk about them girls. They won today, too. Shout out to Thomas Dale.
Thomas Dale won?
Yeah, they beat them pretty bad.
That's probably about right.
Pretty bad. 75-36.
And Coco probably had all 36.
Probably so. And matter of fact, she's a Richmond girl. So
She's definitely from a Richmond girl. She's definitely a neighborhood kid that I had since she was 5.
Really? Wow.
Because I coached her and her sisters.
Okay.
And her older brother.
So what school, if they would have stayed, you think they probably would have went to?
Who, Coco?
Yeah.
She either would have went to Ashby Academy or Highland Springs.
Okay. Listen, that girl's special, man.
She's very special.
They special. What did you do, man? What did you do?
We just stayed in the gym all day, every day, Sunday to Sunday, with Coco. I mean, her. You want me to name the list?
Go right ahead. This is why y'all here now. Look, y'all getting prime time special.
You got Kamar Mitchell at Western Branch. Nyla Wilson at Thomas Dale. Trinity Jones at Monacan. A whole lot of people don't talk about her as much because she's playing she's not playing her normal position.
I trust me. I had a conversation with a coach today about that. That's a 75.
She's a smooth lefty that can play. She can play all 5 positions, so she don't get the notary that she deserves. You got Erin Edmonds from Hopewell. Shayla Wyatt, Henrico. Ava Johnson, Glen Island.
Jesus.
Lindsay Shoulders, Glen Island.
Hey, that's another one. I love her name.
Sanaa Green at Stewart.
Hey, man.
Savannah Dawson at Thomasdale.
They all came through your
Samara
village.
Falk at Highland Springs. Morgan Boyd
Another Springer.
at Springs. Trinity Dale.
Yeah, Trinity too.
Trinity Dale, LC from LC Bird. Armia Crutchfield. They play at John Marshall right now.
Yeah, she was at
Logan
Bird too.
Rose. That's at John Marshall right now.
How you managed to have all these girls, man? What do you mean? I mean,
I had all of them. I mean, if you look at the class of 2025 of girls right now, all of them played for me at one point in time. I had majority of them from 4th grade until 8th grade on one team. We didn't lose a game until February of 2021 in the Richmond area.
so that's why you wanted him. You won't keep him, and that's why you went after him, won't you?
No.
No, I'm
Then
being
you-
funny.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, you can
So-
see that he humble guy.
So my biggest thing is, and again, I'm in an AAU position, but I'm a Richmond guy. I like people. Period. So basketball becomes second. I'm going after good people. I knew he was a good person. So I was one away because he was a good person. The product gonna take care of itself.
Right.
But the person behind the product, that's how I define. That's why I went out the way.
No, go ahead, finish up, Wade. Finish up,
You
man.
got Vanaya Ote. She came from New Kent. Now she's playing at TPLS.
Okay.
The list just goes on and on. I mean, I had all of them on one team.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was. I mean, we can just go on and on about it. It's just look at the 2025 class now.
Them girls are special.
Everybody in high school,
Right.
they're taking over everybody's school,
Yeah.
and
'cause
it's like, it's nothing you can do about it.
and these girls are like all region, all state
region,
players.
all state.
Their teams are like
Yes.
undefeated, or they're on really good teams, and the ones
And-
that just.
Then you got Sanaa Moore at Henrico.
I heard about her.
I mean, it's a lot of them.
man,
I mean, I be trying just to keep the best talent in Richmond.
right.
But I mean, the parents will do what they got to do to do what's best for their child. I mean, everybody can't play on the same team, and it's understandable. Like, I have conversations with majority of them girls still to this day. Like, it was like a sisterhood.
Okay.
I built it like a family. Like, they still get along. They still in contact with each other. Oh, I forgot about my other girl, Kate Carlton. She's over in Mechanicsville.
Okay.
You know, so
Did you have Santos too or no?
I had Santos.
Okay, oh, yeah.
I had Aaliyah Jackson. They two freshmen. Aaliyah Jackson plays at Highland Springs too.
Okay.
Santos, she's at Mechanicsville.
Okay.
Who else? Kelsey. I had got her for Coach J.
You did.
She's at John Marshall playing JV in the 8th grade.
Okay.
It just goes on. I mean,
That's a huge.
It's a list.
It's a list. That's a nice resume, bro.
yes.
That's a nice resume.
And I think, and I still think I forgot some.
You probably
Yeah,
did.
you probably
Hey,
did.
Look, you got a good memory.
Yeah,
I ain't lying, you got a good
he went
memory.
down the list. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
got a good memory.
And I was telling people come to me, and I'm telling you, if I show y'all my phone right now.
Oh, another one. Okay, I'm sorry. to
No,
cut
you
off.
good.
Oh, Kelly Lilly daughter, Erin Lilly. She plays at Cosby.
Wow, that's right, 'cause
Simone Newton plays at Cosby.
yeah, how they doing this year?
The Cosby just lost the other day to Thomas Dale.
Thomas, well, I mean, everybody loses Thomas Dale nowadays, right?
Yeah.
That ain't a bad thing, actually.
Ashay Jackson at James River.
I like her.
I had her since she was
They lost the other night too.
7 or 8. I heard,
Yeah, I like
since she was
her.
8,
Yeah, she her with her and Laney.
and then we'll get into that story. But yeah,
Okay, all right. Well, I guess I'm gonna take a matter of fact. Let me get the cup.
You know what? You see, you know what I'm gonna do to you?
we ain't
You
even
say you don't want to do that, right?
well, that's fine. We can get into it.
That's orange juice, y'all. This is vitamin C.
It's all juice. Let's talk about that.
Talk about it. I mean, we played against her our whole life.
Who, Laney?
Yes.
Okay.
We remember when she was playing for James River, she couldn't get the ball past half court.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And we had a discussion last week, me and some other people. Mm-hmm. They asked me who's the best player in the area right now.
Yeah, and this is the UNC commit Laney Grant.
Yes, to me, the best player right now is at Thomasdale High School.
And that's Nala.
And that's Nyla Wilson.
I just had a conversation with somebody earlier, and they asked me that. And I was like, man, I said.
And then I think it's Sanaa Green.
That's a pro.
She's a pro.
I'm going to tell you right now, she's a pro. You can see that. She going WNBA pro
Correct.
right now. You can see that at 14 years old. Book it.
You can book it.
Listen, Nala, she can go play in the SEC right now.
Yes.
Why don't she has the offer? Okay, this is the question I was asked. How come Laney got the UNC offer? And
Because
again,
she goes on unofficial visits.
Okay.
She has the money to do that.
okay, but
The other kids, they don't. They're
Okay.
still trying to get there.
okay.
And then
To add, I think that goes to the information that parents do or don't have in order to put the pieces together. Just to touch on that piece, because I think some parents don't understand that visiting schools as often as you need to get on their radar is important, particularly if you're able to be recruited at that level. Mm-hmm. And in our communities, that isn't shown or told as often as it needs to be.
Okay.
My bad.
I agree with that.
and I'm not going to say that Lane is not a good player. She definitely can play.
She can go.
But what people don't realize, the girl at Monica and Trinity Jones, she had an offer before all of them
Wow.
in the 8th grade.
Really?
That's what a whole lot of people don't know.
Wow.
But
Because I hear a lot about her,
she's playing out of position.
but when I see her play, right.
She's playing out of position at her school, so they put her on the back end of
Yep.
everybody else. If you give her the same green light as everybody else, she might be the top 3 kid in this area as well, or top 5.
Wow. So
what-
she's a product of her own as a system.
It's a product of a system. And like what other people don't realize, Erin Edmonds at Hopewell, she was the second leading scorer in Virginia last year as a freshman.
Jesus.
That's what a whole lot of people don't understand either. And that was as a freshman.
Wow. So you like the prime college, like I said, I just really heard about you really probably at Kennard Hall of Fame thing, and it was like, nah, man, Wayde had all them girls because Nala and Savannah was there, and I was like, well, he said, no, you got to meet them. I go over to meet him. He said, no, Wayde had all them girls. I was like, who is Wayde? I said, I heard his name, but who is it? I'm like, man, you had these girls ain't no regular walk in the park girls.
They're not no regular walk.
And I'm gonna tell you that Nala.
Because one year, matter of fact, it was our 4th grade year. Her mama brought her to me at the rec center to play. Mom was like, no, we're not gonna let her play this year, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep in contact with you. I'm gonna make sure I have her next year. So the next year came, she played, and everybody kept asking me, wait, where you get her from? I said, look, I'll go out looking for the girls. I'm going to find dogs.
She is one, man. I'm telling you, she is something special.
Something.
And I'm gonna tell you. And the thing is, when I saw her, because you know what everybody do to me, because they know how much I was raving over Megan. I seen Megan since she was in 7th grade. Megan Walker, when she's 7th grade. What Nala got, Megan don't have. Megan was more. I won't say she didn't have that dog in her. She grew. She didn't have the ball skills that Nala has. I think Nala's a better passer, and she's definitely a better defender. And I'm not trying to put Megan down, but when you see Nala, she has the complete package at this young age. At 10th grade, Megan was already number 1, but you see she still had some growth.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, I see what she can be. This girl, man,
Nala, think about Nala. She's not going to care who's the competition.
She don't give a damn. Excuse me, like.
She just don't care. She's just going to go at him and go at him.
She don't
if he's
care.
the good player or the worst player.
She don't care. And I'm telling you.
And that's the same thing for Trinity Jones.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to guard the best player night in and night out.
Yep, she does.
She guards the best player night in and night out.
She does.
And coaches don't give her enough credit for that. And then she still have to go back and try to score on offense.
Man, all these girls, Lindsay, I was sitting with a coach down at 757. We went to the tournament in Portsmouth. It was I think it was last month sometime. And the coach was just raving about her. And like I said, Ava, like you said, she, people talk about Ava a lot, and she, just stretches the floor out. It's just like, she reminds me of a Kevin Love type, because she's taller than all the girls, and she can
pass.
She can pass,
shoot.
right.
She can play.
She can play. Just like, she's not going to flash out at you on the TV screen, but when you see it's like, okay, for that team, it works.
Oh, there's another young lady. Because of the school she goes to, she doesn't get enough credit. Church Daly. She goes to Armstrong.
Was it that girl that was in there Sunday?
She was the girl that was in the gym.
The little short light-skinned girl.
Short light-skinned girl that was in the gym on Sunday.
Man.
She doesn't get enough credit
I heard
because
about
of the
her.
school she goes to.
I heard
if you
about
put
that.
her in another school,
it's a different situation.
It's a different situation. Mm-hmm.
Man, I told all the guys, I was like, listen, y'all need to go watch these girls. I said, right now, I think our area is down for the boys, probably across the state, because just right now, you don't have that. You got Dennis, you got KJ, that kind of flash out at you, But the girls across the board, like through 25, 26, man, like I said, you got Savannah, like you said, Trinity, like I said, Laney, Trinity Dale.
You got Exes Cushionberry at LC Bird.
Why did I know that? What okay. What does she look like?
Brown skin, 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. Kind of slim girl.
Kind of slim
girl.
girl.
Yeah. See, I saw her. Well, she was a sophomore, right?
She's a sophomore.
Yeah, I told Coach, I said, Chevette, shout out to Chevette. I said, something about her I like. I said, she gonna be special.
She going to get it.
Yeah. She you can tell she's young, but once I think once Kaya leave, and I think next year you really gonna see it. You gonna see it. Yep.
And like Shayla Wire Henrico, she can play offense and defense, score on all three levels. She had like 4 triple doubles this year.
Man,
as a sophomore.
That is good. I'm glad to see. And me and Chris was talking about trying to keep the talent in our area.
It's going to be hard because everybody wants the same talent, and then everybody's not going to come together to keep the talent in Richmond. So it'll never happen in Richmond, like you said earlier, because of the politics.
Yeah, we seen Boo at the games at that Glen Allen Thomas Dale game last week.
Because some of my girls, like Nala, Savannah, Ava, all them play for Boo. They play for Boo now.
Got Mia Woolfolk.
Got
Manchester. Yeah, man. We got some talent around here, man. But like you said, I guess the question is, like, you say that it's so impossible to keep these girls around here.
It's going to be impossible.
I'm an entrepreneur by nature.
Okay.
It's not impossible, but the probability is going to fringe on how many of us can unite together for our area. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. That's the for our culture. That's the crabs in the barrel. Mm-hmm. I think that based on it's lanes that everybody can fill in AAU basketball, and it's skill sets that players need to be playing on in AAU basketball. Mm-hmm. But we have to be honest with ourselves. So in AAU basketball, period, is the fact that we have so many people that want to be Chiefs. Nobody wants to be an Indian. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to share with you, or if I have something that fits you, that, you don't want to share with me something that fits me, because we all can win.
Right.
It's the mind frame that, I have to take from you to gain is awful. And it hurts our area basketball, girls and boys, because all those talented young women that Wayde just talked about, all those names,
They're
about
very
25
talented.
names that he just laid out. In our area, a Richmond-based product, we should be dominant on a national level of
Yes.
age groups.
Yes.
We should be able to sustain. If Richmond is the capital of Virginia,
Right.
there's no reason why our talent should go to 757.
But they always talk
nothing
about how great the talent is in 757. And he just names some girls. I'm like, wow.
So I'm gonna be. I don't want to be honest and be biased. So talent in the area varies on year and classes.
Right.
But at the same time, the talent that we have here on a year-to-year basis, we can be a powerhouse here. Mm-hmm. And it could be our program in one age, one class group, and maybe another program in another class group. But
Right.
because we are centrally located, talent from various areas should be playing on our team, particularly our national scenario. Like Wayde is coaching our 10th grade girls team. They're playing on the UA Rise, but they're playing the national schedule. They're going to be at inside exposure events. They'll be at the Run for Roses events. They'll be on the UA Rise piece, which is in conjunction with the UAA girls. Like literally, that's a national schedule that these young ladies should be playing on. And we're talking about the Virginia's best talent here. So the piece then becomes, how can we inform parents? Because there's so much bad information. Because realistically, you don't have to go up north. No disrespect to any of those guys up at Takeover.
Right.
You don't have to go to Takeover.
Right.
No disrespect to Boo. Boo's a friend of mine, is an associate of mine. I'm sorry, not a friend of mine, but associate of mine. Have nothing but great things to say, and I hope he has the same to say
Absolutely.
about myself. But at the same time, it's no reason for you to go to Boo. We can take care of you here. There's no reason that we have talent that's in Virginia that goes to West Virginia. You should stay here. You shouldn't go to North Carolina. You shouldn't go to Kentucky, Tennessee. You should be here because we have a lot of talented pieces that should be here. And all we need to have just had the conversations. So like some of those players that Wayde talked about and touched on that he has had and would love to continue to have and has many of those still. But the ones he have, I don't mind making that conversation. Like what is it that takes for us to come to unite to be together? Because it's not about me. I hope it's not about you because I don't feel anything towards you from a personal standpoint. But we're talking about, number one, your child. Number two, the area. Number three, the region. Number four, the state. Well, we need to have that conversation because it's here.
Conversation.
And the crazy part about what I love about the program that, Wayde, myself, and other, young men and young women that are part of the program be able to do, we have the ability to give you the small grassroots approach. So instead of, some of the programs, now not knocking anybody, practicing one day a week, one day every other week, you can get the same chemistry level and development that you get at your high school by multiple days a week practices. We can put you on a national level and play. And some of that is what makes some of those players good. You need to stay here. There's no reason for you to leave. There's too many pluses to make it a minus for you to say you got to go to X, Y, and Z. There's too much that makes sense. And some kids are system kids. So them system kids that rely on chemistry, they rely on structure, they rely on the camaraderie and actually liking the person I'm playing with because I see them, that's my friend. You don't have to go nowhere. You stay here and get out everything you need and be everywhere that you need to be.
Man, I'm telling you, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. And like I said, there's so many girls that, like I said, he naming so much talent. And I would like, because I remember when I told you when Takeover came after my son. And the first thing and then it was like Team Loaded. And I remember having a conversation with that particular coach. And first thing he told me, he said, man, you need to keep the talent here. Had the same conversation with Torrance when he was starting up crossover for boys. And he was like, man, we would like the kid. My son at the time was going to the 9th grade. And he was just like, you need to keep your talent here. And matter of fact, then it was the 9th grade. He was just like, man, we were trying to keep it here. And he sold me on that because that was the biggest reason why I didn't choose Takeover. Takeover had been talking to me from July all the way through February and March, at least twice a week, phone calls. And I remember, so it was just he was like, yeah, man, you want to just, come over here and train your son on the Nike circuit and stuff like that. So for me, it was just because it was the glitz and the glamour and stuff like that. And I almost jumped. I was ready, but I stayed with Coach one more year. And sometimes I look at kind of how things unfolded. I was like, wow, and then she retired. So it just kind of just like everything just kind of fell apart from that point. But no, you're right. I wish we can keep some of this talent here. We got a lot of talent.
Definitely.
And I looking at Sinai. I don't know, man. I don't know.
She only an 9th grader.
Right. I don't know. But hopefully we can keep her here. I'm talking about from the high school standpoint.
True.
You know.
I think
Yeah.
she stays here.
I hope she does.
Because her parents, they are from Pennsylvania, but I believe.
Yeah, because that's her mom to always be on the baseline a lot.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
her mom.
She looked like she played.
Her mom always on the baseline.
Yeah, she always on the baseline. Yeah, but no, man. I just want to thank y'all, man. Just with this whole information. Just like this is what we need. Education, AAU, and stuff like this. Like I told you, if y'all talk to me, I'm gonna turn y'all off because I'm speaking from 10 years ago. So I'm so outdated. That's why I was like, no, you come on here, man, and just speak y'all piece about this and just kind of, give y'all take on what parents need to know and educate them on why they need to stay here, what they need to do, and everything like that.
Definitely.
So what else? Anything else y'all want to add to that, Chris?
I mean, just to add on the how our talent should stay here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about from a program standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wayde did a great job talking about the girls. I'm gonna say a little bit about the boys. And it's line up a couple players. I can say that I'm not sure how many other programs in Virginia outside of a Loaded or a Boo that can make the comment. But even Takeover in that instance, I feel like we're in that same conversation because not many other programs say that, hey, they had 2 McDonald's All-Americans that came from their program. Alfonso Billups and Deshaun Goodwin. Not everybody can say they had players that were ranked in the Rivals Top 150 in the last 2 years. Curtis Blair III and Alfonso Billups. And those are players that, myself, I was privileged to coach, but it's saying that everybody can't make that claim.
Right.
So, again, that's something that happened here.
Right.
That's knowledge that we have here.
It's your
that
program.
You can play with a program here that came from a small independent piece that knows what it takes to grow and develop a kid through the process, through years in general, and get them to some national recognition, number one. Of course, circuit-wise, you get to a national national playing piece and national circuit piece from playing on the Under Armour circuit as well. But even from a competition piece, like, I could be wrong. Not many programs can say in 1 year you play Boo, you play Loaded, you play Takeover in 1 year. We did that. Not to mention our Under Armour schedule, we played teams from Canada to Puerto Rico.
Right.
But we did that.
Okay.
And we're here.
Right here in Richmond.
And we're here. So again, like, it's a lot of bad information on the AAU-wise. And sometimes, you want to, the more conversation you can have, you'll be able to get that information out. But, again, it'd be great for our area talent to be shown centrally located for Virginia, because, again, in the teams and aspect that we're talking about at the bigger level, for everybody that has the potential to play at that national level, which helps recruiting piece for some kids that need to change their recruiting geographic area, that national level really helps. And you can have that with the same basis that you get would make some kids successful from high school and put them on a different platform to be able to play on. And then the other piece of that is really just, having to have relationships with, coaches such as myself, coaches Wayde, and other coaches in the program that have been through the process and can give you valuable information to help your kid through this process. And there are going to be times where there are disagreements.
Right.
But I probably can say that, our coaches don't mind being that person to be honest with you and tell you where you are. I hope that honesty is there because the trust will be there. Because you have to trust somebody through this whole phase of the sports world. And as it keeps getting crazier, as more things get more, medias make so much attention towards the glitz and glamour. The fact still remains that we have to lock in on the most important pieces as adults and for the parents and for your kids. Whatever your meat and potatoes are, you need to stick to those, and that's going to guide you through that process. And hopefully we're a program that we can help provide information to get you through that.
And that's the reason why when you hit me up, man, and when we talked and everything, that's why I was like, no, we need to get you on immediately. Like I said, as the season ended today, February 22nd, 2023, because we like, the regionals are going on now in the state, so that's why I wanted to have you guys on to get a jump, and that way that people can see this piece and be able to get the information out and see Wayde here, one of the coaches, and you running the program and everything. And that's why I said I wanted to put this out. So, any of you guys, any parents, coaches, anybody, like I said, you want to hit these two gentlemen up, you can, find them on social media and you see what their resume is and things that they've done. So please, man, let's keep our talent here. And like I said, I'm definitely going to be a big supporter of what they do. I'm just not talking. Anybody see me, I'm always around. But a lot of times I don't know. And once I know, and like I said, we connected now. So anytime y'all want to come on and anything that y'all want to add, man, like I said, y'all feel free. Y'all can always come here because this is what the platform is for. I tell everybody, and I always say my famous quote, this is y'all program, because it's for the people who didn't have a voice. You really could talk. Y'all been out for a long time, but somebody like me that's been out in Chesterfield, you say you live in Chesterfield as well, but I didn't really know too much. I just scroll and I see HAVOC and everything like that. And I just say for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, I got so much information. And I just want to thank you for educating me, re-educating me on everything that's going on. So that way, when I get the phone calls, and I get a lot of phone calls, I don't know where to send people. I just send people to who I know. And most of the time it's 757, so it's just like, hey, well, call something over here, hey, y'all might want to give Wayde a call, give Chris a call, and, hopefully everything works out. And this will be the program for you. So just go from there. Wayde, you got any last words?
No last words.
Chris, you got anything that you want to add, man? Like I said.
Only thing I'd probably add, and it's just adding on a little bit, just a little further about the program, is just we talking about high school, we talking about recruiting, but our program is really built on like growth development with each kid and really kind of placing each kid in where they are from a journey standpoint.
And I saw that when he was in there Sunday, when they was in there training, I just watching some of the things they do. A lot of people don't do that no more. So I just want to give this man some credit. I see a couple of other coaches. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to my coaches, Coach Percy and Coach Vonica, because they've been running with me for the longest.
Okay.
So without them, it ain't no me.
Hey.
I definitely got to give it to them.
Oh, he got to. I mean, they're great people along with him. And then the other aspect of that is really from our program, we start as early as 8, which is 2nd grade, but all the way up to 17. It's really about meeting everybody where they are and going through their process. Because I can tell you that, and this for anybody that's watching, I can tell you that a kid that was on our 2nd team, 17s, end up being Region 5 Player of the Year last year, took his team to a state championship, won the state championship, was an all-metro kid, and now is Player of the Year as a rookie at Merritte, Washington.
Dorian Davis. I saw him. Yeah, I saw it today.
Dorian hadn't finished playing his best basketball, and he's getting to that point now. And that's the same piece of meeting you where you are, and our program was able to do that. So I touched about a couple of the kids that were, playing at a higher level, young to a higher level, as they were graduating. But at the same time, that's a young man that was, on our 2nd team, not quite our Under Armour circuit, but on our 2nd team that grew. He developed. He kept playing this better brand of basketball, and it's paid big dividends. Another kid that he's at Virginia Union, he redshirted this year, kid named Zaire Baskerville, is another kid that was
I like him.
A 2nd team player that just kept growing, kept developing. He made all region last year.
State champion.
Going to the Division II school at Virginia Union. So again, we like to be a program that grows and develops. We start as early as 8 from the boys. We go up to 17s on boys. From girls, we start at 6th grade or 5th grade. For girls, we go up to 11th grade. But it's all about just trying to meet everybody where and grow through their process. And we have a program that, not many in the state that can have a full range of girls, full range of boys, and has ability to play where you are from developmental piece to playing at a national level as well. So our boys go from 5th grade to 8th grade, play on the Under Armour Future Circuit, which is a national 5th grade to 8th grade. So it's elementary and middle school circuit. A lot of people talk about made hoops, and made hoops is great. I feel like Under Armour's piece is just as great. On that piece, they segment the U.S. in six regions. Virginia is in the northeast region. From Virginia up to Vermont is our region. and we can play outside of region, so it gives you that exposure playing. I hate the word exposure. Exposure is a word overused in your age groups. So let me stop. Let me catch my own self, because I hate that word, because I've had conversations with coaches that travel the world up to 9th grade and they just can't stand it why their kid haven't gotten X, Y, and Z. And it only exposes you to playing in different areas, playing against different talent. But the true meaning of exposure is about getting a kid opportunity to play college.
Right.
So let me say that right now. For everybody that uses the word exposure to recruit kids without really understanding what the real meaning of exposure is supposed to be for. But it helps kids play in different geographical areas to, number one, increase their basketball IQ and their basketball experiences. And then the championships bring all 6 regions together, so it becomes a national youth event from 5th through 8th, which is really extraordinary, because I believe, I could be wrong. I may be biased on the Under Armour piece. Under Armour is one of the few circuits, period, that do have a regional and national event from 5th to 8th that they've run themselves consistently, as well as their all the programs under the UA Next, which is Under Armour Next program, which is Under Armour's biggest umbrella of all of its sports that they run. But on the basketball end, girls and boys do what we do on the UA Rise. So, for the high school piece. So just want to kind of share that piece as well, just a little more tidbit information about our program, because we're talking about high school, but all of that still encompasses for any age group, any grade group. We want to grow and develop your kid. We want to partner with you. We want to work with you on their journey. We're going to be realistic with you. We want you to trust us just like we want to trust you as you bring your kid to us. And we want to meet them where they are. Some are in the developmental piece, and we're here for that. Some are in a traveling piece where they need to be playing in other geographical areas to gain that experience. And we can encompass all those within one house, centrally located in Virginia, but right here for our Richmond people.
Man, y'all got it. I ain't got to say nothing else. He got it. So I don't know what more information that you need, but again, let everybody know this weekend, the dates and the time and the location again for the people who may just tune in, or they just might be late to the party.
Done deal. So I'm gonna backtrack. I'm gonna do with our 10th grade girls. We had our first trial this past weekend. So if you missed it, you still haven't missed it. Feel free to go call me on my cell or text me. But feel free to go to VA HAVOC page on Instagram or Facebook, and we can get you information to get in contact with Coach Wayde as well, to get on his radar, to get you in the gym with him to be a part of our 10th grade girls team. This Sunday we have, and that's February 26th, this Sunday at Verona High School. It's all day. It's a HAVOC Super Sunday. It kind of makes sense. But we got 9th grade girls from 12 to 2. We have 15U boys from 2 to 4. We have 16U boys from 4 to 6, and then we got 17U from 6 to 8, all at Verona High School.
Yep. So either you be there or be square. So I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. I just want y'all. Wayde, I thank you for coming on, man.
No problem. Anytime.
And Chris, man, we're gonna just continue to talk, bro. And like I said, I just got the education piece on. I'm just like, wow. And since I don't have no kids, my kids are grown now, so just like this is, I could just kind of sit back, and just kind of watch now, because I think I saw y'all at Ben Wallace. I think Curtis was playing. I remember that's my first time. I think I saw you coaching. That's why when I saw you walk in here, I was like, okay, now I know who he is. But no, this is a beautiful thing. Because a lot of times parents don't get the education, they get miseducated or misinformed. So, there y'all have it. So hopefully everybody can come out to Verona this weekend. And if not, if you can't, try to arrange something with the coaches and find out there's other dates available, or maybe, practices y'all can able to come out to. So I'm again say it one more time, any last words? Because,
No, I'm
gonna
good.
Get it all out.
I'm good.
Okay. Chris, one more, anything? Going once, going twice?
Yes.
No.
This is his platform.
No, I don't have much, man. Just again, thank you for the opportunity.
This is beautiful, man.
Talk about the program, talk basketball in the area, talk about what we need from a basketball culture that we need. Number one, that's 804 based as our own. But for everybody else that's in our area, in the metro area, that's in the state of Virginia, that really is really about Virginia. And really about coming together to make Virginia the best piece, because basketball gets talked about DMV, but
All the time.
that V is different. That Virginia is different, and the more people that we can talk to, communicate with, hopefully inform, to get on that same page will reward everything in Virginia with what it needs to be had.
This is why this is why it's called BallinVA. It's a lot of stuff, man, that's going on. But like I tell y'all, this is what we do, because like you said, when you go up to that 703, 540, it's a lot of talent up there, but we got a lot of talent right here in Central Virginia, and I just want to highlight that. Even though it's a whole statewide, but a lot of times we get left out because the big names take over. I forgot the other one, Durant, Melo, of course, Boo, of course, and everywhere else. But come out and check them out, man. Y'all not doing anything Sunday. Some of your kids, if your season is over with, come out, give them a check out, come out, try out, and work out and do what y'all need to do. It sounds like it's a great organization here, so you don't have to travel as far. So for some of the parents, they do. I talked to a couple of parents this week on IG. The first thing they said, they don't want to travel. Here's your opportunity. So from us right here, Wayde, Chris, my man Ray that's on the ones and twos, please subscribe and share. I can't tell you enough. That's how we keep these lights on in this building. So if anything, y'all want to contact the show, y'all want to come on, feel free to DM me, and we out. I appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. Go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, Stockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.